From the heartland of America, we are in Lawrence, Kansas, as the Kansas Jayhawks hosting their first ever regional. They took care of business in game one. In the second game, the nightcap, if you will, we've got number 2 against number 3 Arkansas taking on Missouri State. Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. And it's been a fun weekend thus far to kick things off. Kansas and Northeastern doing battle earlier today. It was a one-run game until late. Jayhawks advancing to the 1-0 game on Saturday night. Loser of this game will take on Northeastern elimination game. The winner takes on Kansas tomorrow evening at 6 Eastern. Taking a look at some of the tournament headlines. SEC, of course, has won 6 straight College World Series. 7 teams hosting. These 3 teams and programs not in it. UCLA, the #1 overall seed. And, of course, anytime you talk about Division I college baseball, you're talking about potential MLB prospects, and we will have one in tonight's contest for the for the Arkansas Razorbacks. He is Connor Monahan. I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us here in Lawrence, Kansas, and great action so far. We expect another high-performing game in Game 2 because these two teams know each other well.
Yeah, they sure do. It's turned into a real rivalry over the last decade plus, and you expect some fireworks here this evening with these two.
Oh, how about the fireworks we saw earlier this year? Not only this year, but going flashback in time.
Yeah, all the way to the 2017 Fayetteville Regional. It was the Bears that ended up taking that one from Arkansas at home. Missouri State advancing to a Super Regional in Fort Worth later that month of June. But you go back, it was an instant classic earlier when these two teams met for the first time. Caden Bogenpole, a walk-off home run, first pitch of the 10th inning. This was a slugfest, 14-15. It saw almost 30 hits in the ball game. Arkansas won a game later when these two met pretty handily. Third installment of this series here this year. It's going to be a great one here in Lawrence.
Yeah, pretty good hitting ball club facing a pretty good pitching ball club in the Razorbacks, and they can swing it as well. We're stepping away for a moment. When we return, we're going to have lineups and first pitch of Game 2 in Lawrence. Beautiful night for baseball here in Lawrence, Kansas. The second game of the opening round. Missouri State and Arkansas getting ready to do battle. These two teams and fan bases know each other well. Not just this year, but every single year it seems like. Let's take a look at Joey Hawkins' lineup for the Bears at 34-19 on the season. They are the number 3 seed. They can bang the ball pretty well. Logan Fife has had a really nice season.
Yeah, that's the philosophy for this Missouri State lineup. It's hit strikes hard, and that's what they do. Top 15 in the country in OPS nationwide coming into the tournament. This is a team that's going to do some damage top to bottom.
On the mound for the Razorbacks is the right-hander, junior out of Aptos, California, Gabe Gackel. 20th appearance for him, 12th start, and this is the guy. Well, there's a number of guys for the Razorbacks when you talk about the pitching staff that can certainly bring it.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of stuff from this Arkansas staff, whether it's Gackel or anybody that comes in out of the bullpen. And for Gackel in particular, you got to be really good for a really long time to crack the top 10 all-time in strikeouts with as good as Arkansas pitching has been over Dave Van Horn's tenure. It's 93-96 with the fastball, and the breaking ball is devastating when it's at the bottom of the zone. He's got a chance to be really good here this evening to get things going for the Hogs.
67+ innings on the season for Gackel, 75 hits allowed, and 80 strikeouts. There's Dave Van Horn, 24th season at the helm. 1,340. Were we just talking about this earlier? The difference in wins between these two head coaches.
Yeah, you look at Joey Hawkins in his second season, 64 wins, and that number for Dave Van Horn. Hawkins has a way to go. First NCAA tournament appearance for him. He's an alumni, played at Missouri State, was a part of the most successful Bears team back in 2015.
First one tonight misses. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Bryce Sermonelli, the second baseman, 348 hitter this year. 12 doubles, 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in. This one lifted in the air toward left field, hit well, has some carry. Ruiz going back at the wall, leaps up, and that is gone. An oppo taco for Bryce Sermonelli. And it's 1-0 Bears.
That's how you get it going against one of the best pitchers that Arkansas has seen in some time. And for Bryce Sermonelli, we don't even get a chance to talk about it. Has led off the game for Missouri State with 6 straight hits over his last 6 games. Make that 7 with this leadoff home run into the backyard here at Hoagland Ballpark. Saw that ball right up and out. Gets just enough of it to run it out to left field.
4th home run of the season, 23rd run batted in. It's the 105th home run hit by Missouri State this year. Talk about getting on top of a high fastball.
Well, and not only what he's done, the last 6 games in total. It's his second leadoff home run in his last 3 games. And this is what Missouri State does offensively. Yeah, getting on top of the ball at the zone like that gives you a sense of how talented these guys are with the bats in their hands.
Logan Fife, the shortstop, team leader in average at 371 and doubles with 21. Cuts through that one. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Gackel, that's the 13th home run that he's allowed this season. A leadoff jack by Bryce Sermonelli, starting the scoring off here in game 2 of the opening round in Lawrence. That's a pretty good pitch, just misses off the plate.
Yeah, that breaking ball is going to be able to span almost the entire range of 80s in miles an hour. He can throw it as a true curveball. It's a firmer slider when he wants it to be, but some sharp and late break to it. If it's down, he's going to get some swing and miss tonight.
2-2 from Gackel. Breaking ball. Did not go. It's a full count. Ronnie Teague calling the balls and strikes this evening. Tim Rosso at first. Brandon Henson at second base. David Savage at third base around the horn with the umpiring crew. Curry Sutherland on deck. 3-2 pitch. Got him looking. Locked him up with a breaking ball, and there's out number 1.
He'll go to it in any count here. This is another one of those good breaking balls. You can tell Logan Fife looking for velocity there in a full count. Pitch up around the letters. It's definitely at the top of the zone, but 3-2, not wanting to flirt with missing down. Strikeout number 1 of the night for Gabe Gackel.
Saw a couple of pitches in game 1. for both sides, being called to the top part of the zone. Sutherland takes a strike. He's the third baseman. Junior out of Rogersville, Missouri, hitting .311 on the season. He's a team leader in home run. Yet again, there's 3 guys tied at the top of that leaderboard in home runs with 16. Sutherland, Gollard, and Bergman. 52 runs batted in. Just joining us, 1-0 Bears, the home run leadoff variety by Bryce Sermonelli, his 4th of the year. Gackle letting that clock run down. 2-1 pitch. 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, this matchup in particular, Arkansas on the mound, Missouri State at the plate, is going to be power on power all night long. We'll see Gackle up to 96, 97 miles an hour and big swings like that. Curry Sutherland trying to put another one on the board, just fouling it back.
Tied him up with a fastball. This one lofted, fouling out of play. Big contingent of Hogs fans on the first base side throughout. And out in the backyard beyond the left field wall. Great crowd, record-breaking crowd in game 1. KU taking care of Northeastern. Almost 3,600 in attendance. Another 2-2. Ground ball to second base. Easy play for Souza. 2 down.
You know, you mentioned that backyard. It's getting broken in pretty well today. 4 home runs going out that direction. Had 3 in our opener earlier today go out there. And then, of course, Bryce Sermonelli clearing the wall to get things going. It was put up just a couple of weeks ago by the administration here at the University of Kansas.
2 outs, nobody on for Tag Gollard. The first baseman looking at a strike. .254 batting average. Mentioned the 16 home runs. Team leader in runs batted in with 64. Gollard, a senior from Toronto. Gackle trying to finish off this first inning, limiting it to just 1 run.
Gackle, a bit of a Swiss Army knife. You've seen him in relief. Obviously can start getting the nod here today. Last time out, struck out a season high of 9, 6 innings in a relief appearance back in the SEC tournament. That was against the Texas Longhorns.
One ball, 2 strikes. We had some rain between games, and there was a meeting of the minds in front of the Razorbacks dugout at one point. They can. There's a cell potentially coming this way, so thought we were going to be in a delay, but not the case. That one way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This time of year, there's always the possibility of pop-up showers. Game 1 went off without a hitch. Hopefully that's the same here in game 2. Wind blowing in from right center field, but the ball still carries at Oakland Ballpark. Two. Breaking ball line beyond the reach of Souza, who's playing in the shift, and that is out to center field for a base hit. A 2-out knock keeps the inning alive for the Bears.
Now, if you're a young player watching and wondering what it looks like to hit a breaking ball with 2 strikes, this is it. You're on time for the fastball. You got to honor it. The velocity that Gabe Gackle has, but ready for this is Tag Gollard lining it right back up the middle, even past the shift. There's a good effort by Nolan Souza. And almost got some glove on this, but the inning keeps going here with 2 outs.
Caden Bogenpole, the center fielder, up. Modified shift. Kozel up the middle. It's a big hole on the left side of the infield. Bogenpole, a .270 hitter this year, junior from Jackson, Missouri. 6 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Comes up empty. No balls, 2 strikes.
There was one intention with that swing, and it was to make this a 3-0 ball game. See, Bogenpol had the walk-off home run that we showed earlier. These teams met back earlier in the season.
Ball in the dirt, trying to take second base, and he is in there. It's Gollard. Ball dropped at second base.
I see just a little delayed start here, but that throw just a tad short for Ryder Helfrich behind the plate. See Cam Kozel not able to cleanly corral it, so it's a Bear in scoring position for the first time here today.
1-2 pitch. That is lined into center field, and that is going to get down for a base hit. Coming around to score is Gollard. RBI single, 2-0 Bears.
A great look early on what it's like to get extended through a ball. This one is absolutely tattooed back up the middle by Caden Bogenpol. And how big are these extra bases? You'll hear coaching staffs around the country talk about it. Any extra 90 that you can grab with 2 outs late in the inning, put you in position here. You get a single back up the middle. That run doesn't score if it's hit 2 pitches prior. It's well done by Missouri State to tack on another.
There's Jax Ryan, the right fielder. I thought that ball off the bat of Bogenpol was hit so hard that Micah New had a chance to make a catch on it. I thought it was going to carry to him.
That was a beautifully backspun ball. I'm with you. I thought that he was actually moving back on this to catch it.
Ryan, a 336 hitter. 1-0. Breaking ball up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Gackel a little frustrated as he spins around and going to get a visit to the mound now. Ryder Helfrich. Talk about Ryder too and the potential that he has as a future major leaguer. This is one of them, that leadership. He obviously sees the frustration of his guy on the mound. Trying to quash that as much as possible and kind of get him back in. Hey, listen, it's the first inning, giving up 2 runs. Just get the boys back in the dugout.
Yeah, you get a chance to talk to this Arkansas team, and obviously as long as Dave Van Horn has been in Fayetteville, it's really has been a consistent presence in the postseason. Talking to these guys yesterday, Ryder Helfrich being one of them, it's very much a business trip and treating it as such. They know what it takes to win once you get into the NCAA tournament. It really does just comes down to execution, which is nice because you can simplify the approach. But that's what it takes when you got guys that come back from the team last year that played in the College World Series. You know how to deal with some of those bumps that pop up in a regional.
Breaking ball catches the corner, 2-1. Yeah, there's no stress. I mean, you've been there, done that. You know all the different nuances and circumstances of regional, super regional, College World Series play. Certainly nice to lean on that. 2-1 pitch upstairs, 3-1. Carter Bergman, the catcher, on deck. Leadoff home run by Sermonelli. Gollard had a single, moved to second on a wild pitch, and then Bogenpol brought him home. That's where we stand right here in the top of the first inning. Missed inside. And again, Gackel spinning around, a little frustration from him.
Yeah, you can see it on the body language, and that's going to bring Matt Hobbs out of the dugout for Arkansas. And I'm with you. You can see it. It's visible right now. The quick turn of the head to the side. And, this pitch misses by just a hair on the inner half. A couple of inches over, that's dotted up on the inside black. Instead, it's another base runner, and now you're going to cross the 30 pitch threshold here in the first inning. Yeah, see, last 2 starts, Gackel's been fantastic. 1.62 ERA over 11 1/3 innings of work. But the Bears making him work. And you talk about these 2 teams. There's sometimes you get a matchup like this against an Arkansas who's a proverbial College World Series team, and there could be fear on the other side. There's no fear in the Missouri State dugout.
Right.
There's respect, absolutely, both ways.
Familiarity certainly helps. these teams have met. Helfrich coming out. No balls and a strike on Bergman, the catcher. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Bergman, a senior from Kansas City. 260 average, 16 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Bogenpol at second, Ryan at first. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Does it seem to you that Gatkel right now, especially against right-handed batters, everything is away to the right-handed batters?
Yeah, you're seeing it away, but then you're also seeing that breaking ball start to leak up in the zone. How many of those have we seen? And you can see he's falling off towards that first base side too. Now he's a guy that really does get in his legs. You can see him, you'll see that back leg collapse a little bit, trying to use all that strength.
One, two, swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Down goes Bergman, but not before the Bears strike for 2 in this one. And it started with a leadoff home run.
Now this is how you want to get it started. If you're Missouri State, Bryce Sermonelli going deep, you're able to tack on another one. It's a 2-0 lead for the Bears. We'll see Arkansas coming up.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? It's the bottom of the first here in Lawrence, game 2 of the Lawrence Regional. Missouri State striking for 2 in the top of the inning to lead it 2-0. Gatkel get the strikeout to finish off that inning, picking up 2 strikeouts. Here's Dave Van Horn's lineup for the Hogs at 39-20 on the season. And as we mentioned just a moment ago about Ryder Helfrich and what a terrific player he is. I mean, there's a boatload of terrific players on the Razorbacks, but Helfrich's going to be special.
Yeah, he leads this crew absolutely. And the most important thing for Arkansas as far as the lineup is concerned is the experience. These are guys that have been here and done that. A lot of players that have played a lot of college baseball that have had success. I cannot tell you how valuable that is when you get into the NCAA tournament, especially playing on the road like this.
Max Knight getting the start this evening for Missouri State, the Bixby, Oklahoma native. He's a senior. And are you surprised with Knight getting the start?
Well, he's a guy that's seen Arkansas already this year, so he's going to have to change it up a little bit because the Razorbacks did hit him around. Now, the breaking ball for Knight is an absolute outlier. It's well over 3,000 RPMs, and it is a big curveball. You'll see it. It's sharp. When he can land it in the strike zone, and especially against these left-handed hitting Hogs, going to be really tough to deal with that breaker.
Damon Ruiz leading things off, takes a strike. Right from the get-go, you hear some moans and groans from the Razorback faithful. Ruiz, a left fielder, 315 batting average. Team leader in on-base percentage at 451. Shows bunt. I think Bergman wanted an appeal as to see whether or not Ruiz pulled that bat back. It's 1-1. Ruiz, a redshirt junior from Livingston, Texas. Transfer from Lamar. Caught the corner, 1-2.
The long frame with a left-hander. It looks like that breaking ball is so far into the left-handed batter's box. So it's tough on righties because it's so far away from you. Tough on left-handers because it looks like it's coming from behind you.
touching 90 on that fastball. Swing and a miss. One down. Ruiz goes down swinging.
Get a look at this one. The fade on this pitch. You'll see a changeup from Knight on the mound that he can go to as well, and that's something that these Razorback hitters are going to have to deal with. Go back to that 15-14 game back at the end of March. Knight threw 2 1/3 innings in that game. Actually started it for Missouri State. Gave up 4 runs on 3 hits, and that was a slugfest. This has the potential to be a really offensive game between these two. We'll see.
In an offensive ballpark. Camden Kojal, the shortstop at the plate. 1-0 count. That's off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Team leader in a lot of categories: average, home runs, RBIs, triples, slugging percentage at .674. Reached base safely in 10 straight. 3 infielders on the right side for the Bears. 2-0 to 1. Now Sutherland, the third baseman, moves over towards the shortstop position. Fastball for a strike. 2-2. Kojal, a junior from Omaha, Nebraska. 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball, got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 outs.
We talked about body language in the top of the first for Gabe Gackle. You can see the confidence right now that Max Knight is throwing with. Got a little bit of a strut going on. I would too if I had a breaking ball that looks like this. You can see that he is spinning it well early. A couple of punch outs to get things started for Knight.
Knight, one of several two-way players on this Bears roster. Not hitting tonight as Helfrich takes ball 1. 1-1. Helfrich 285 on the season. 16 home runs, 49 runs batted in for the native of Discovery Bay, California, junior. First round pick potential. Terrific defender behind the plate. That's on the corner. 1-2. That's one of those as a catcher. Helfrich's sitting there going, hey, just make sure we get those as well. Those borderline type pitches. And the 1-2. This was line to center field, a 2-out knock. Hustling out of the box, takes a big turn at first, and the Razorbacks have their first base runner of the game.
Had a breakout year last year for Ryder Helfrich, and he's backed that up with another great one. Golden Spike semifinalist. Talk about a potential top pick in the upcoming draft. Able to line that ball just right of center field to number 6 on our Kiley McDaniel's list. Picks up his first knock of the regional.
Zach Stewart swinging first pitch, fouls it back. .266 batting average for the former Bear. Transfer from Missouri State. 13 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Oh, 2. Stewart last year at .269, 11 home runs for the Bears. Missouri State shifting. For Stewart at the plate, man at first, and he went around on that breaking ball. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Max Knight.
Can't start it much better if you're Max Knight on the mound. He's got that breaking ball going. Strikeouts 1, 2, and 3 on the night. 2-0 Bears headed to the second inning.
Well, the beauty of the regionals in some people's eyes is that you get upsets. And how about the #1 overall team in UCLA going down to St. Mary's earlier today, 3-2 the final. UCLA elimination game tomorrow at 4 Eastern.
That's back-to-back for the Gales. They took the opener from Oregon State in Corvallis last year, so in the same situation as they found themselves in the 2025 regional. Now Oregon State battled out of that elimination bracket, ended up having to take 2 from the Gales in that one, but how about that? I don't know if anybody else had that one.
No. Auburn lost today. One ball, one strike on the #8 hitter, Bobby Atkinson, the DH. 8-9-1. Milwaukee taking care of Auburn. It was 10-0 at one point. Little Rock defeating Southern Miss, and then St. Mary's over UCLA. Bouncer foul, 1-2. Is Kentucky over Wake Forest an upset?
I think technically, right? Technically, by definition.
I know there's a lot of people talking about whether or not Kentucky deserved an opportunity to get to a regional. I know Mercer did for sure. They did everything in their power to get in and were left out. Just got a piece of it at the plate. Count remains at 1-2.
I see 33 pitches in the first inning for Gabe Gackel. You know this is one he wants to come out, try and be as efficient as he can here in this second inning. Plenty of firepower in the Arkansas bullpen, as is usually the case, but obviously would love to have your right-hander chew up as much of this opening round game as you possibly can.
Majority of the pitches so far for Gackel, glove side.
You can see he's starting to work that breaking ball back over the plate little by little.
2-2 now. Jammed him, and he went around. Third base umpire making the call. That's David Savage. 1 down.
Now just get up and in on the hand. You see this one's close, but David Savage saying he goes around. It's a really good pitch to try and tie up a left-handed hitter. Third strikeout of the night for Gabe Gackel.
About that sequence, breaking ball down and in, and then fastball in. That was on him in a hurry. #9 hitter, Gabe Bressler, the left fielder at the plate. That's a 1-0 count.
Yeah, this is a guy in the mind of a college hitter. You're not necessarily looking for that level of stuff on the inner half, especially to a left-hander.
2-0 count on Bressler. .316 hitter this year, but the senior out of Rockton, Illinois. 7 home runs, 10 doubles, and a triple. Drove in 38. Not bad numbers for a #9 hole hitter. 2-1. Gackel, even though he's now faced 9 hitters, we're in the second inning. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Gave up 3 hits in the first, including the leadoff home run to Sermonelli. Sermonelli on deck. 2-1 pitch. Top foul. So Missouri State team hit 298 collectively. Mentioned the 104 home runs, now 105. 11th in Division I baseball as far as team slugging at .533. Chopper toward third base. Easy play for Pompey. 2 down.
This is what you're hoping for. Settle in, get a couple of relatively quick outs. 11 pitches now in this second inning here. We'll see what kind of adjustments, how he attacks Sermonelli second time around. Remember, it was a fastball that was up and out that he was able to drive out to left field.
3 straight retired by Gackel since giving up the walk to Ryan in the first inning. This one lifted in the air. Down the third base line, slicing out of play, went pushing it as well. Home run for Bryce, his 4th of the year. The RBI is 23rd. Bogenpolt brought home the second run on a single to center. You mentioned Gackle and the collapsing of the back leg, kind of a, they used to say, the old drop and drive type of pitcher. Probably perfected by Tom Seaver back in the day. He was pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah. Worked out well for him. And since we're close to Kansas City, another guy that I had the pleasure of working with for many years with the Angels, Mark Goop is a very similar style fastball slider guy that had the old drop and drive. Kind of Gackle reminds me a little bit. Gooby used to say that he had to put his back knee would hit the ground so often he'd have to wear a knee pad under his pants.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you want to exaggerate that feel, but a lot of guys, you do so many drills like that, and pitching, like so many other things in the game of baseball, is all about muscle memory. That's taking it to another level, though.
Ground ball up the middle and a base hit on a 1-2 pitch, and Sermonelli has his second hit of the game.
Clearly seeing the baseball well right now at the plate is Bryce Sermonelli. You talked about what he's done to lead off games. 7 straight leadoff hits to start ball games that he's had for Missouri State. Now picks up his second hit here of the regional.
Next pitch for Gackle will be his 50th of the game with 2 outs here in the second. Logan 5 struck out looking in the first. No balls on a strike. Ball ricocheting off the brick behind home plate out toward that little triangle area between third, short, and the mound.
So even just 1 hit in this inning, but getting close to 20 pitches again for Gackle. Again, he's got some versatility as far as what he can do. Has not eclipsed 100 pitches, but has been up to 99 a couple of times this year.
Oh, 2 count. Five, did he go? No, he did not. Tim Rosso with the call at first. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pardon me, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's another one of those sliders that we see down and away to a right-handed hitter. You can tell that he's fighting with that breaking ball right now. Now 0-2, you may be trying to go down that direction.
Ground ball to short. Kozel thought about going to second, goes to first. They get the third out. We'll head to the bottom of the second here in Lawrence, Kansas. Game 2 of the Lawrence Regional. And Missouri State up 2-0. In game one this afternoon, it was the long ball prevalent for KU. In this one, they took an early 4-1 lead, but Northeastern chipped away. They had an opportunity early in the game to tie things up. They got to 4-3. Kansas added 2 in the 8th inning, and that's all she wrote as KU takes the opening game of the Lawrence Regional.
Yeah, Dominic Vegley was fantastic again for Kansas. 9 punch-outs. Broke the single-season strikeout record for a Jayhawk pitcher. Get a look at the summary. They also broke their single-season home run record. And when you see the turnaround that Kansas has had over the last couple of years, you're going to see a lot of those records start to fall. That's what this 2026 group is doing for Dan Fitzgerald.
Tyson LeBlanc hitting his 22nd of the year, setting a new program record. Kansas will await the winner of this game. It will be game 2. Razorback third baseman. Got a nice season, 272. Junior from Coppell, Texas. 15 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Three balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, got him looking on the outside part of the plate. 4th strikeout of the game.
Well, this is the question coming into the ball game: is what would this pitch look like for Max Knight? So far, he's got the A+ one on display. 4th punch out of the game. He's retired 4 hitters, all via the strikeout.
Nolan Souza, second baseman at the plate now, 272 hitter this year. Junior hitting 272 this year, 3 home runs, driven home 29. The Honolulu native takes a strike, and it's 1-1. 2 runs in the first for Missouri State. Max Knight so far through it's early. 5 batters, 6 batters, feeling pretty good. This one's popped up shallow center field. Racing Spogan pull, but it's a shortstop. Logan Fife making the call and the catch, 2 down. Hey folks, ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. For around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. 2 outs, nobody on for Micah New. New, a 251 hitter this year. Who has the advantage in a game like this when you've faced each other, you've kind of slugged it out twice? Is there an advantage, or it's just a familiarity? That's it.
To me, it's the familiarity. I mean, both of these teams have claimed a win against each other. Now, you look over the past decade, Missouri State actually owns a 10-9 record since 2025 against Arkansas. Of teams that have played the Hogs at least 10 times, they're one of just a few. You got LSU, Vanderbilt in that mix. But these guys run into each other quite a bit. Now, you talk about Max Knight on the mound. This is the 3rd time that Arkansas has seen him, albeit a very quick outing in the last meeting between these two. But you've seen him for close to 150 pitches on the year now in total.
It's fallen behind here, 3-1. Missouri State 32-60 all-time against Arkansas. That includes a split this year. It's the 4th meeting against the Hogs in tournament play. 99, 2015, 2017. And now this year. Full count.
This one goes a long way for Max Knight. You can get out of the second inning just around 30 pitches. It puts you in a really good position.
3-2, and he lost him. 2-out walk. He's yet to have a clean inning. Helfrich had the 2-out single in the first inning. Now a 2-out walk, and it'll bring up Carter Rutenbar.
I tried to go breaking ball 3-2 there. Just got a little bit too much on top of it. Buried that one in the dirt. Not close enough to entice a swing from New.
One ball, no strikes. Got to pay attention to New over at first base. 15 stolen bases on the year. Arkansas with 83 bags on the season. Two balls, no strikes. Quick visit now by Bergman. Saw this in the first inning. Communication going on. Let him know what he needs to do. Make an adjustment.
I see just a little bit of a breather. I'm pretty close to 50-50 balls and strikes, but those strikes have been some really good strikes out of the left hand of Max Knight.
Had a couple of 3-ball counts. That's always going to drive up that pitch count. Strikeouts too, typically, unless you're going quick strikeouts.
The other side of things, talked about how experienced this Arkansas lineup is. Carter Rutenbar, the lone underclassman in this starting lineup tonight. He's a freshman. Everybody else either a junior or senior that Dave Van Horn is running out there.
And DHing, not the easiest thing in the world to do. .296 average this year. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. 12 extra base hits. He's driven home 18. Robinette on deck. 3-1 count. Missouri State shifts again. 3 infielders on the right side. Bouncer right to second. So that 2-out walk. No damage. We've played 2 here in Lawrence. The Bears of Missouri State up 2-0. Regionals kicking off this weekend. It leads to the Supers next weekend, with a culmination happening in Omaha, Nebraska. The Schwab College World Series beginning on June 12th. What do you think? Surprising, isn't it? See some of these teams up there?
They're knocking on the door, aren't they? It feels like how close. There are a couple that have been painful for Arkansas. Feels like the team for the Razorbacks year in and year out has the opportunity. The talent is certainly there. The resources, of course, there. The Baum Walker Stadium is beautiful. One of the best in college baseball.
Yanked foul down the line. But I think that's become kind of like the standard of college baseball, right? I mean, there's a lot of great stadiums and facilities, especially in the SEC, but I think it was Arkansas when they retweaked things, said that right there is what we want. This one's skied out towards center field. New has to come in on it, wind blowing it back toward the infielders, out number 1. SEC obviously is one of the last 6 World Series titles. Yet 7 SEC teams hosting regionals.
It's been a pretty dominant run for the Southeastern Conference, and 2 of those rest of D1 titles belong to Coastal Carolina.
Coach Schnall's name keeps coming up with a particular job opening. Speaking of Coastal, Gollard singled his first time up. It's that time of year, the old coaching carousel.
It's interesting. With the transfer portal and the timing of everything, how it all aligns, a lot of that's starting to happen now. We're seeing it already. Will Davis, Lamar, and Houston.
Skied foul, 1-2, and yet still coaching Lamar,
who had a lead. I believe that's Texas A&M now is retaking the lead there in College Station, 7-5.
Cold strike 3, painted on the outside part of the plate. 95-mile-per-hour fastball, 2 down.
This is as good as it gets with a heater for Gabe Gackle. This is on a dot on the outside part of the plate. You look at the height right above the knee. When that one freezes it, you're going to be in trouble. That's a great pitch by the right-hander. He picks up his 4th punch out.
Is that the one they always say you tip your cap because he hit his spot? Or you never tipped your cap, did you?
Well, not as a hitter. Up here, I could certainly tip my cap.
Caden Bogenpool had an RBI single in the first. 33rd run batted in. 0-2.
I'll say this, I did not see Tag Gollard tip his cap on the way back to the dugout.
No. Can you imagine if that ever happened? Well played, sir. Oh, 2. Down and in. There's that hard breaking ball. Now, will he follow it back up with the fastball in, or does he go back to the breaking ball down and in?
It seems like just about everything has been to the glove side. If you're Bogenpool right now, you got his barrel to one of those earlier.
Cambio.
And try to change it up a little bit. It's really been largely a fastball breaking ball attack. But
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got him swinging. A 1-2-3 third inning for Gackle. Settling down as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
That's more like it for the right-hander. A couple of punch-outs here in the 3rd inning. A great change-up to end it. Still 2-0 Missouri State. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Shot of the campus here at the University of Kansas. First time ever the Jayhawks have hosted a regional. Hoagland Ballpark, the site of this regional. KU taking care of Northeastern in game one. So we start the bottom of the third. Missouri State leading Arkansas 2-0. 9-1 and 2. Due up for the Hogs. Robinette, Ruiz, and Kojal. No balls, 2 strikes.
Be really interested to see as this lineup flips over what sort of adjustments this Arkansas lineup makes. The breaking ball is a good one tonight for Max Knight on the mound. We've talked about it's an outlier pitch, well over 3,000 RPMs on it, which is much above standard. Third time that Arkansas has seen Knight on the mound this year.
As a hitter, do you feel like you've got the advantage because you've seen a good chunk of him?
Yeah, you certainly feel like it going into the game. Now, on a night like tonight, he's got the good one on. Doesn't mean that you're going to be successful, but you know what it looks like, and that's always the biggest question. This day and age, technology, you can watch just about everything, but there's only so much that you can do when a guy's got that on the mound right there. He goes breaking ball on the inside to a left-handed hitter. This one looks like it's starting behind Reese Robinette from his perspective, but sticks it on the inner half, and another punch out. Can't ask for a much better first time through the order for the lefty.
It's a give-up pitch in that situation, because you think to yourself, it's never going to be a strike, and all of a sudden, because of the revolutions, it just bends back in.
And that's why practice on that is so important, because it's so unnatural to pull the trigger like that as a left-handed hitter on a breaking ball that genuinely looks like it's starting behind you. It goes against what you think of. Now, if you're able to pull it, you catch it out in front, maybe you have some slug to the pull side. But so far, it's been a great one for the left-hander from Missouri State.
Both starters now with 5 strikeouts. Top of the order here, Damian Ruiz went down swinging in the first. That wasn't a swing to just get on base.
No, he's trying to cut the lead in half with that one, and I think that we're going to see a lot of those at Hoagland Ballpark this weekend. They may require helmets in the backyard tomorrow.
I mean, just the reaction of Ruiz there, he had given up on that pitch. Out of the hand, it was never a strike. Well, I mean, obviously it wasn't, but that's how difficult of a pitch it is that he almost thought about swinging at it. 2-2. Chopper. That's going to be a tough play. Knight's got it, but no chance. Launches it. And that goes over the wall, and that will allow Ruiz to get into scoring position. Zero reason to throw that baseball.
Yeah, just trying to do a little bit too much here on the mound. That was, I believe the basketball term is heat check on this throw. This is one that you've just got to put in your pocket. You see, tries to make a hero play. It's so hard to get this even in the vicinity of first base. Your momentum is going the complete opposite direction. It's a fadeaway type of throw. This Arkansas team is not one that needs extra gifts as far as free 90 bases. So we'll see as Ruiz ends up at second base at the end of that, what the Razorbacks are able to do. This is their first opportunity with runner scoring position here this evening.
Camden Kojal struck out in the first. 1 out, a man in scoring position. The first pitch a little bit high. Knight loses the hat upon delivery. Man, they're calling that a straight error. This one lifted in the air to center field. Bogenpole has to come back in after breaking back on it. 2 down. Ball gets away. Backing up is Bergman there for out number 2. ESPN is the home of MLB.tv. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. How does Damian Ruiz not get an infield base hit on that?
Yeah, I show single E1. Single E1 to get to second base.
Scoreboard has it incorrect. Okay. I need to update it here. Helfrich had the first hit in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. Three infielders on the left side. This is what Knight did to Helfrich in the first at-bat. Got ahead of him, but then left a pitch up, and Helfrich spanked it into center.
And it was fastball up as well. I have to think this is going to be spin of some sort.
Now we got a piece of Bergman. Heck of a job by Helfrich just to get a piece of that himself on the swing.
I think you may see some of that more this second time around. Get a look at what Ryder Helfrich's done against Missouri State this year. A couple of home runs. You're going to see some more defensive emergency hacks like that at that breaking ball. Ronnie T giving Carter Bergman just a second to breathe that one out.
Yeah. Swing. He did go around. Tried to hold up. But Tim Rosso rings it up. Strikeout number 6 for Max Knight. Razorbacks get a man into scoring position and leave him stranded there. 3 complete. Missouri State up 2-0. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Lawrence, Kansas Regional. Jayhawks take care of game 1 at Northeastern, sending the Huskies to an elimination game tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. They await the loser of this game. The winner will take on KU at 6 Eastern tomorrow night. The winner of this bracket will take on the winner of the Atlanta, Georgia bracket. That's Georgia Tech. They had their hitting shoes on today.
Yeah, they sure did not. They did not want to flirt with that 4-1 upset, did they?
No.
That is the real deal.
Longhorns as well today. 19 runs. At some point, you're like, let's bottle that up a little bit. Let's save some for the next couple games. Or nah?
I don't know.
Your foot on the throat kind of guy, huh?
I think so. Having played for the man in charge down there, I don't think there's any bottle anything up.
Nah, no. You had Coach Schlossnagle back at TCU.
Now another breaking ball down and out, but this one enticing enough to get a little bit of chase on it. Now Jax Ryan knows it immediately. That's one. It's a wry smile, but it's one out of frustration.
Bergman struck out swinging to end the first. 6 punch outs now for that kid right there.
Hey, you saw that just a moment ago. 11 out of 16 first pitch strikes. How then is the pitch count at 70? Only a couple of at bats have had less than 4 pitches. And these Bear hitters are making Gabe Gackle work for every out that he records. That was a relatively quick third inning and gets things going with a strikeout here, so maybe settling in, but that pitch count already up there.
He's retired 5 straight since giving up the 2-out single. Sermonelli in the second. 4 hits for Missouri State, 2 for Arkansas. Two, full count. Atkinson, the DH, on deck. That missed a little bit high. So it's a 1-out walk. Second free pass issued by Gackle.
I can see he's battling through it right now. This does not look like a game that he's maybe going to chew into the 7th or 8th inning, but every out that he can get is one that's valuable, especially you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, there are plenty of baseball left for the Razorbacks to try and get back into this game, tie it up, or take the lead. But if you have to fight your way through the bottom part of that bracket, there's a lot of baseball to handle over the next 72 hours.
Atkinson, the DH, takes downstairs. He's struck out in the second. Both runs for Missouri State coming in the first. That is pulled into right field, a base hit. Kind of hung that one. This one kicks off the heel of the glove of Stewart, and that allows Bergman to get to third base. So the Bears with runners at the corners and 1 out. Wrestler coming up.
Now you said it, this is one of those breaking balls that hangs up in the zone, and when you're ready to hit a fastball and recognize that spin, you're on time for it. This one hit hard into right and looked like just a little bit of a lack of focus on this one out in right field. Nothing too fancy on this ball. Hit hard, but it's going to be true hops on this turf here at Hoakland Ballpark. Gets away from Zach Stewart, the right fielder. Now you've got a runner 90 feet away and only 1 out in the inning, so a fly ball will do it. Of course, Missouri State is looking for that big inning, trying to kick the door in.
1 ball, no strikes. Stewart, by the way, getting charged with his 4th error of the year on a play that really Bergman was just going to second base. He wasn't trying to advance to third.
Yeah, very content to shut it down at second base.
Wrestler 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second inning. Shows bunt, pushes one out in front of the plate. Nice play by Helfrich to get the out at first base. The run scores. It's 3-0 Missouri State.
I talked about them being top 15 in the country as far as OPS is concerned. This is a team that can slug as good as just about anybody in the country. But how about a little bit of small ball here in this 4th inning? Wrestler getting that ball down. Normally you'll see the safety squeeze go to the right side of the field, but Gackle, a guy that does fall off that direction, so you work away from him and force Ryder Helfrich to make that play. Bears tack on another one here in the 4th inning.
Joey Hawkins calling an offensive timeout. With 2 outs and a man and scoring position. Top of the order, and Sermonelli coming up.
Let's see Gabe Gackle again, and he's continuing to try and battle through it. Just a couple of earned runs allowed over his last 2 starts, but 3 that have come home tonight in his 3 2/3 innings of work. Seeing the flashes of how great he's been over his career in Fayetteville.
Intentional walk to Sermonelli puts runners at first and second. They'll take their chances with Fife. Sermonelli has been on board 3 times already. Fife 0 for 2, a strikeout looking in the first, a ground ball to short in the second inning. '79th pitch for Gackle. It's a fastball. It's dotted for a strike. It's turned into a beautiful night for baseball here in Lawrence. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talk about one of the better hitters in Conference USA this year. See where he ranked in the top 5 in these categories.
Expands the zone there, and it's 1-2.
And Gackle's had his number tonight, though. Backwards K back in the first inning, and then a ground ball, a shortstop, second time up for Fife. And Gackle's got strikeout in the sights right now.
And that's a breaking ball to dirt, gets by Helfrich. Fife hustling down to first, and he's going to reach on the wild pitch. It's a strikeout wild pitch, and they're loaded up.
Well, it's not pretty for Fife, but in postseason baseball, you'll take any way to get to first base that you can. And this is just going to happen sometimes, even on a turf field. When you've got a breaking ball, it's got as much bite as Gabe Gackle's does. Ryder Helfrich is as good of a defensive catcher as you'll see in the country. He's not able to corral that one, so bases juiced here. Oh, this has certainly turned into a pretty pivotal situation here for Arkansas on the defensive end. Obviously plenty of baseball left, but you want to try and keep that gap manageable.
Three and 2/3, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. Gackle working from the full windup, swing and a miss, and a big swing and a miss by Curry Sutherland. Sutherland 0 for 2 today, 1 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. One ball, 1 strike. Atkinson at third, Wrestler, or pardon me, Carminelli at second base, and that one blind, and a heck of a play by the Razorback third baseman. That would have brought home at least 2.
Yeah, massive play for TJ Pompey over at third base. Right place, right time at the hot corner. This saves at least 1 here in the top half of the 4th inning. But it's 3-0 Missouri State. Arkansas coming to bat again.
hits this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Catch the first hour live on ESPN and stream the entire event on the ESPN app with an ESPN Unlimited plan. Down the stretch they come. Catch up. Picking up the victory in the hot dog race here at Oakland Ballpark. As we start the bottom of the fourth, 3-0 Missouri State. Stewart, Pompey, Souza due up for the Hogs. Stewart struck out in the first inning on his 6 strikeouts for Max Knight. 1 walk allowed. 2 balls, no strikes. Three balls, no strikes.
It'll be really interesting to see now as we're getting into the middle third of this game if that breaking ball continues to be as crisp as it has been for Max Knight. All 6 of his punch-outs coming via the off-speed.
And a 4-pitch walk to start the fourth. TJ Pompey is the last 2 starts for Knight compared to tonight.
There's only so many ways you can say it, but he's got this A stuff tonight and putting together one of his better starts on the year right now in a time where you need it most if you're Missouri State.
Pompey struck out looking in the second. So far, he's been economical with his pitches as well. That was his 59th. Two balls, no strikes, or pardon me, 2 balls, 1 strike. Stewart reaching on the walk here in the 4th inning. It's the first time the Razorbacks have had their leadoff man reach. Pulled over to third base. Could be 2. They get the lead runner. Fire to first. Got him. 5-4-3 round the horn double play. 2 down.
Now it's all going right for the Bears right now on the defensive end. This ball's hit hard to him on the left side. A clean turn up the middle. You talk about being economical. That's one way to do it. It will be really interesting to see what the plan is for that man Joey Hawkins. Is you've got Max Knight on the mound, who's only eclipsed 62 pitches 1 time over the past 6 to 7 weeks. Knight really has been more of just a handful of inning chew up type of guy for you.
Off the glove, goes over to short. Short hop, double punt, and safe at first base. Boy, if Max just lets that ball go, especially with the shift that they had on, it's an easy play for the shortstop, Fife.
It just goes against everything, though, that's natural for you, and you hear it talked about all the time. Your natural reflex is going to be to throw your glove, the hand, the shoe, whatever it may be, to just try and slow that ball down. A lot of times, though, that gets in the way of a defender up the middle. And even with that, the double clutch.
Bergman can't find the base as he falls down. It's a stolen base for Souza. Picks up his 14th bag of the year. Yeah, to your point about Max Knight too, is, you know, 2-way player, very athletic. You trust that he knows what he's doing on the mound, especially defensively. But yeah, Fife, if there's no double clutch, they still get the out.
You just lose it in that web a little bit if it gets deep in that glove at shortstop.
Two balls, no strikes. Mike Anu walked in the second inning. Souza gets credited with an infield base hit, by the way. It's a strike, 2-1. 2-2.
Two-out run goes a long way here for the Razorbacks. A number of reasons, but any way that you could try and break the seal, especially at this point in the game.
2-2, looped out to left field. There's a base hit. Souza's going to come around to score. Razorbacks get on the board, a two-out knock. It's 3-1 Missouri State.
Now that's exactly what we're talking about, finding a way to just break through one way or the other. See, this one gets inside on Mike Anu, but he's able to muscle this through that shift all the way on the left side of the Missouri State infield. Stolen base gets Nolan Souza in scoring position, but that's going to bring out Joey Hawkins.
Just a visit to check on him, especially you got a lefty-lefty matchup due up. A little bit of a breather, perhaps?
Yeah, I think so. Just a little bit of a mental reset. It's been pretty smooth sailing for Max Knight on the mound tonight. Have not had to deal with a whole lot of traffic. It's the first time that we've had the Hogs called here tonight as well. I think you give him a little bit of a breather, give him some confidence, and see if he can't get you out of this fourth inning. It gives you some more time to make some decisions. But I'm with you again. You look at the line for Knight, 6 punch outs, trying to close out his fourth inning of work. And it's the most that he's thrown since back in the early part of April. Approaching 70 pitches here.
Ridbar grounded out to end the second inning. I wonder if Arkansas might start Mike Anu, just like they did Souza. I guess right on the breaking ball on the ground. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, sure looks like he's thinking about it. 15 to 17 in the stolen base category for New.
Terminelli moves to his left a little bit, a little more pull side, and it's 3-0. And Knight with a little look into the third base dugout. There's a strike, 3-1. Robinette's on deck. 9th place hitter. 1 run in for Arkansas. 3-1 Missouri State. It's bottom of the 4th inning. Winner of this game to take on Kansas tomorrow night. There goes New. The pitch in there for a strike to throw down to second. A good one, but in there safely is Mike Anu with his 16th stolen base of the year.
Trying to run a carbon copy of the last at bat. Gives Carter Rutenbar an opportunity for another 2-out RBI here.
Three-2. Bouncer foul. 2 stolen bases now in this game. 85 on the season for Arkansas. Breaking ball, and he lost him. Second walk of the inning, 3rd of the game. Brock Lucas, first man up for the Bears.
As economic as it's been for Knight on the mound, starting to balloon a little bit here, and now this is where you start to make the decisions if you're Joey Hawkins, pitching coach Deck McGuire to his left side.
0-1 count on Robinette. Struck out looking at a third. More than likely, whether it finishes off the inning or not, probably his last batter. Top of the order on deck. 1-1.
You could tell that breaking ball now running on fumes. As clean and as tight as it was these first few frames, he's just been trying to spin it and find it up there here in this fourth inning.
1-2. The adrenaline's worn off a little bit as well. Not that it's not a high intensity atmosphere, but you know how that goes. Beginning of the game is a lot different than when you get into that fourth, fifth inning.
Very much so. Very much so.
Whether it's a hitter or a pitcher. 1-2 now. Swing and a miss. He got him with a strikeout. Arkansas gets a run, but strands two here in the fourth inning.
Knight finds a way to battle through it. Does Max Knight. Another strikeout. Number 7 on the night. Still 3-1. Missouri State.
Missouri State up 3-1 as we begin the top of the fifth inning. It's our pleasure to welcome in Dave Van Horn, the skipper of the Arkansas Razorbacks. And Coach, I'd love to ask you about what you saw today out of your starting pitcher, Gabe Gackel. It didn't seem like he had his best stuff, but yet it's still a great ball game, two-run deficit.
Yeah, he was fighting a lot today, just his command and location. And he had some pretty good-sized misses with his fastball, especially his glove hand side. And it's kind of a sign that he's not quite on. So that's what I saw.
Coach, offensively, third time you guys have seen Missouri State this year. What sort of adjustments did you need to make at the plate here second half of the ballgame?
Well, Knight's done a great job of keeping us off balance. He's throwing two different types of breaking ball, kind of a downer and more of a side-to-side. And, you know, trying to throw his fastball. He's throwing a few strikes with it, but really we're trying to eliminate it for the most part. We just haven't squared up much. He hasn't really left anything in the middle of the plate. You got to give him credit. He pitched really well. We've got to just do a better job of taking what he gives us and go the other way. And, you know, feel fortunate to get a run there after we gave him one. And, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Dave Van Horn, the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Steele Eaves takes all over on the bump as Max Knight gets the obligatory congratulations in the dugout. He is done after his 4 innings. New pitcher on for the Hogs. It's Eaves, as we mentioned. The sophomore comes in.
A sophomore, 6 foot from Arkansas. 26th time out of the bullpen for Steele Eaves this year. Another guy with that great stuff you've talked about. You're going to see a stable of 94, 95 mile an hour plus fastballs for Arkansas. But another guy, right-hander with a tight breaking ball, comes in here in the 5th inning.
Facing 4, 5, and 6, Gollard, Bogenpole, and Ryan. Tapper foul. Tag Gollard, the first baseman. Singleton scored in the first. Struck out looking at a third.
be interesting to see what the game plan is for Arkansas on the mound here the rest of the ball game, the second half. Eves normally a guy that's 1 or 2 innings. I've seen his last several appearances have been rather short in duration. See if this turns into a bullpen type of game for the Razorbacks. I think a lot of that depends on what they do on the offensive side as well.
Gackle went 4 innings, 5 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. All 3 runs earned. Check swing. He went around, it looked like, and he sure did. Tim Rosso confirms our call from the broadcast booth. Glad we're here to help. 1 down.
And why don't we try and confirm it again? Yeah, see this wrists break a little bit too far. You're all over it. You've seen a game or 2.
1 or 3 or so. You can tell he went around from Ottawa, Kansas. That's down the road.
The team that punches guys out with regularity, and not surprising with just the history of this pitching staff for Arkansas. It's been fantastic for a long time.
Missouri State is challenging whether the batter was hit by the pitch. We was called no hit by pitch.
Obviously, that's going off a Bogenpole telling the dugout that ball hit me.
Get a look at this one down.
There is a redirection there.
You're looking at that back toe.
See how it kicks right?
You can see it skipped there. Obviously, the turf beads are bouncing out. This will probably give you a good look at it.
And when you zoom it in,
yeah, it's close.
Toe, right?
Is there daylight there?
I don't know that you're going to be able to overturn it.
I don't know if you are either. That one's not going to help. Now, it certainly doesn't change the fact, you know, whether it actually hits the toe or not, anything that's that close, you're certainly going to feel it. You're going to feel it off of that turf, no doubt. Obviously, there's impact right around that area, and even if it grazes the shoe, you know, it looks like there's redirection, but it's not as drastic as it initially looks from the wide view.
Yeah. Well, there's no hit by pitch. At least that's the call. So there's got to be evidence to overturn it. You get 2 opportunities to review. If you win the challenge, you keep your review. If you lose the challenge, you're out of reviews. Looks like they have the call.
After review, the batter was hit by the pitch. He gets first base. Wow. Missouri State keeps both their challenges. They have 2 remaining.
And it was Bogenpole that immediately said that ball hit my foot.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can see the redirection here. I think you see it start to bounce right into the mitt of Ryder Helfrich. It is really close, though. And if you're going to get hit by a pitch, you're not mad about that one. That one's not going to leave a mark.
Right.
Each team will still have their 2 challenges then after the successful one for Missouri State.
Showing bunt. It's a beauty on the third base side. Eves lets Pompey take it over to first. Not in time. A bunt base hit by Jax Ryan puts 2 men on. That's a heck of a bunt.
Yeah, this is not a sacrifice attempt at all. Every bit of this is to get a hit. And you can't roll it out there better in a spot down that third base line. TJ Pompey can move around. Saw him make a great play laying out on a line drive earlier in the ballgame with the bases loaded. But there is not a whole lot you can do with this one. Couple men on with 1 out here in the 5th for Missouri State.
Bergman with a strikeout and a walk. He scored the Bears' third run in the fourth inning. 2 on with 1 out. Eaves delivers just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 hits now for Missouri State, 4 for Arkansas. The sun has peeked out from behind the clouds and has illuminated this field. Lifted in the air to right. Stewart moves back, now comes in. Looks like Bogenpol wants to tag, try to go to third. He will get in there. 2 outs and runners at the corners now.
I saw that momentum for Stewart in right field. It pushed him a little bit towards the foul line, which took off some juice from that throw. Not a bad ball to throw on as he was moving in on it, but it's enough to advance Bogenpol 90 more feet.
Bobby Atkinson, the DH, now up. Atkinson 1 for 2. He had a single in his last plate appearance. Jack Schreiner at first base. 7 stolen bases on the year. 1 ball, no strikes. The only inning in which the Bears have not had traffic on the base pass was the third. Yankel's 1-2-3 third inning. That included a couple of strikeouts. And it's fouled back. Good rip by Atkinson. 1-1.
Bobby Atkinson got a great swing off back in the fourth inning. Laced a ball through the right side. Talk about how important 2-out RBIs here. Bears looking to get one back.
Now it's fouled off of Helfer. Eaves ready to go. Ryan takes off from first. That is bounced over to first base. And the third out is recorded. The Bears get a couple of men on and leave them stranded. We will head to the bottom of the 5th here at Hoagland Ballpark in Lawrence, Kansas. The Razorbacks down 3-1. Fifth inning. Let's welcome in Joey Hawkins, the head coach of the Bears in his second season. And coach, you gotta love the start that Max Knight gave you to start this ball game off.
Yeah, that was incredible. You know, that's a versatile player right there. He'll do just about anything for this program. And you know, tonight we asked him to take the ball in our biggest game of the season against a really good opponent, and he was exactly who he needed to be, and that's Max Knight. He's loose and he does his thing out there.
Coach, Bryce Sermonelli, leadoff home run. You guys have played a little bit of small ball tonight. Talk a little bit about the identity offensively.
I mean, all in all, we're always trying to just put pressure on the opponent. You know, that consists of us trying to take our best swings as often as we can. And you know, Bryce popped one there early, but you know, we have guys in our lineup that can play the short game, and you got to do that when you're facing a really good pitching staff and facing good arms. So, like how we've performed so far. We got more in the tank, though.
Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck to you this weekend.
All right, thanks, guys.
You got it. Bears up 3-1, and they go to the bullpen. It's Brock Lucas, the junior from St. Elizabeth, Missouri. Comes on in place of Max Knight. And here in the 5th inning, he's going to face the top of the order. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 19th appearance. Guy that's going to pitch to contact. 56 punch outs over 64 and a third innings of work. But somebody that Joey Hawkins likes to go to here in relief. And for Arkansas, with what you saw from Max Knight, you're just happy to see anybody else in the ball game. It will be very important for Lucas, especially at the top half of this lineup here. Can you stay out of harm's way and feel out how aggressive the Razorbacks want to be with the bats?
Damian Ruiz 1 for 2 with a single. That one's in for a strike. Lucas 64 plus innings, 65 hits, 56 strikeouts. Hit sharply in the center field, a leadoff single. Mentioned we just had Joey Hawkins in his 2nd season. There's only been 3 coaches in the history of Missouri State. Bill Rowe is the man who started the program. 1964, Keith Gutton took over in 1983 and had the program till 2024. Coach Gutton does the radio broadcast for the Bears. So you got all 3 coaches in the history of the Bears at the ballpark tonight.
That's pretty unique. You're not going to run into that too often. Program that's become very relevant across the college baseball landscape. You go back to Brock Lucas on the mound, and while he has come out of the bullpen at times, his last 6 appearances have been games that he has started. A guy that can give you length. He's been up to 108 pitches as well. So Joey Hawkins going to a guy that in theory could finish this game out for him if this score and this trend holds. A lot of confidence in the right-hander on the mound.
Fouled off down the left field line. Kojal 0 for 2. Strike down, a fly ball to center field. Ruiz, by the way, 2 hits on the late afternoon, 2 singles. 16 stolen bases on the season. We've seen Arkansas run already in this one. Kojal looking to drop a bump with the shift on.
Yeah, it's there if he wants it.
Down by 2, why not? Now Sutherland comes back to the third base position to guard against it. 3-1. Lucas has not been sharp. Command-wise.
And with Cam Kojal, I have to think you're swinging away here 3-1. Guy can do damage in a number of different ways.
Shows bunt, pushes one down the third base line, but that goes foul. They gave it to him. He tried to take it. He's got himself a full count.
But this is why I've said it before. Not a team that bunts a lot, especially with Kojal, who has done so much damage. 20 home runs on the year. That leads this Arkansas lineup. When you've got the shift on like this, and you're trying to bunt, you don't have to be that fine. It does not have to be 6 inches off the foul line. You can miss a little bit more towards the field and still have it result in a hit. But 3-2, he'll set up for baseball.
See if Ruiz takes off. They'll check in on him. Reese doesn't go, and Kozel takes ball 4. So the first 2 have reached to start this 5th inning for Arkansas.
This is what it feels like when you get a guy like Max Knight who is carving you up from the mound, and you get a new arm into the ball game. It almost doesn't matter who it is. It can be a shot in the arm for an experienced lineup like Arkansas. You get a couple of men on. Feels like a brand new ball game. Ryder Helfrich, right now, a top 10 prospect in the upcoming draft.
Hit in the air toward the right field corner, and that is a fair ball. Ruiz had to hold up. He's coming around to score. Kozel in at third base. It's an RBI double by Ryder Helfrich. 3-2 Bears.
You see how quickly it can happen for this Razorback offense. You get a couple of men on. Your leader at the dish wastes no time getting a pitch that's out over the plate and plays a high fade down that right field line. See Jax Ryan go over into the corner, and this one disappears next to the hitting center, but it just falls into fair territory. And some traffic on the base pass. You had all 3 guys in the same vicinity on a ball like that down the line. But it ends up with the second Razorback run coming home and 2 more. The tying run and now the go-ahead run, and Ryder Helfrich on second base.
Clearly in Lucas, they feel like they have someone that can give them some length, but has not been sharp as far as command. Last outing for him was against Liberty. Gave up 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits and 3 innings of work. It's a 1-run lead now. Still nobody out. Runners at second and third base for Zach Stewart. Stewart 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Big hack. It looked like the swing got a piece of Bergman behind the plate. No balls at a strike.
It's a long swing. If he gets extended through a baseball, it's got a chance to jump. Guys used to leaving the ballpark 57 long balls in the career.
Back-to-back breaking pitches, 0-2. Stewart has seen a bevy of off-speed pitches. Now in his 3rd plate appearance. Kozel at third base, Helfrich at second. Goes with an off-speed pitch. Kind of shot put at that changeup a little bit. That was an unconvicted changeup.
Yeah, that's one that you are not wanting to float over the heart of the plate, is what that is.
Now the 1-2. Bouncer over to first base. That'll bring home the tying run. And out at first. But Stewart gets credited with his 36th run batted in. It's a 3-3 game.
You knew that it was going to be close between these two, and it felt like it was just a matter of time. And after the Razorbacks were able to break the seal last inning in the 4th on the Mike Anu 2-out single, it felt like they were going to find a way to get this ball game squared up again in a hurry, and now you got a chance. Go ahead run just 90 feet away.
Offensive timeout being called. Infield in for Missouri State. There's a look at the series this year. Big 15-14 win, game 1 for Missouri State. They can score some runs. It'll happen.
It sure will, and it sure will in a hurry. Talk about the slugfest that these two had in Springfield the first time they met up this year. Took 10 innings and a walk-off home run for Missouri State to get the W. Razorbacks handled the second meetings, a 12-4 Arkansas win.
Infield in, and 3 infielders on the left side. Pompey takes it, break the ball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is a look you just never would have seen 10 years ago.
Yeah. 2 balls, no strikes. Mike Scioscia, longtime manager of the Los Angeles Angels, at times would put forth a 5-man infield. He would bring his best defender in from the outfield, play with 2 outfielders. Breaking ball catches the inside part of the play. It's 2-1.
Every game being televised or streamed now for the most part in college baseball gives these teams more information than they've ever had. So they're playing percentages, playing spray charts right now.
Breaking ball looped out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. The Hogs have taken the lead. It's 4-3.
Well, it's a great job here in this 4th and 5th inning of an excellent offense, just taking care of business. Infield's drawn in, and even though there's 3 defenders on the left side, TJ Pompey able to hit a soft liner into left, dump it in front of Gabe Ressler. All 4 Arkansas runs now coming in this 4th and 5th inning.
Three hits allowed by Lucas. 3 runs have come across. Nolan Souza takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Pompey started to go and then stopped. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Lucas, he's not fooling anybody.
It really gives a lot of credence too to how good Max Knight was, given this lineup fits. Brand new ball game here in Lawrence, Kansas.
3 balls and no strikes. I can't imagine you can go much longer with Lucas, because he himself looks defeated.
That's very different body language what we saw. We saw Knight strutting around the mound.
3-1.
And that keeps you in the count, but you got to be careful now, not catch too much of the strike zone. Otherwise, we've been talking about both of these teams. One swing of the bat, put up a couple runs in a hurry.
Pompey takes off, and it doesn't matter. It's ball 4. We're going to get a visit here and or a change at some point, I would imagine. You have to. You got to nip this one as quickly as possible. Tyler Charlton getting ready. And we got ourselves a pitching change. Not a pretty outing for Lucas. 2nd consecutive time that he has struggled. He's given up 3. He's responsible for the 2 men on base. We got ourselves a pitch change, and the Hogs lead it now. Well, this fifth inning is certainly unfolded in the Hogs' way. It started off with a leadoff single by Damian Ruiz. Camden Koziel drew a walk. Ryder Helfrich sliced a double into the corner, and right down brought home the first run. After an out, RBI ground down off the bat of Zach Stewart. T.J. Pompey came up and delivered an RBI single for the third run. And the Hogs have scored here to take the lead, 4-3. New pitcher on the mound for the Bears. It is Tyler Charlton, 6'2", 220, redshirt junior out of Missouri.
24th appearance for the left-hander, and will be in the strike zone. 43 punch-outs in 36 innings of work to only 13 walks. We've seen what happens, Victor, when you fall behind these Arkansas hitters. They are so good at the plate, and it doesn't take much for them to get going. You've seen really that offense find its gear here this last inning and a half.
Micah New, the batter. Seventh man to step to the plate here in the bottom of the fifth. New has walked and singled home a run. He's also picked up a stolen base. He's got Pompey at second and Souza at first. Two balls, no strikes. You are just one pitch away from getting out of this, limiting the damage, and just being down by a run. Three and 0. Three and 1. Rutenbar on deck.
I'll just put you so far behind the 8-ball because you've got to challenge New here. But he's liable again to do some damage via the extra base hit if you're not careful with it.
Lined into left center field, a base hit. Pompey being waved around. He will score. Headed to third is Souza. Going to second base and diving in safely is Micah New. It's 5-3 Hogs.
This is exactly what we're talking about here. You can gear up dead red when you're hitting from so far up in the count. New for the second time, able to shoot it right through just left of center field. He was thinking 2 out of the box last time, was doing the same here. This time he had enough daylight to get there. RBI double for Micah New.
Infield in for the Bears. And here's Carter Rutenbar. Ground down and a walk. They'll take upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. This is the one part of the Bears game that has had issues this year is the pitching side. The staff ERA of 6 coming in. They have the offense to outslug you and be able to outdo that 6 team ERA.
And there's still time for that, but you've got to start to slow down these Arkansas hitters.
3 balls and no strikes. How many times have we said that this inning? This is Arkansas's 8th man to come up. Number 9 hole hitter, Reese Robinette on deck. It's the 4th 3-ball count. Ball 4. 3rd walk issued to an Arkansas hitter.
I see Joey Hawkins, Deck McGuire looking on here, trying to find the right answers, find some way to get out of this 5th inning.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Big swing by Robinette. That was not a sac fly swing.
Yeah, there's blood in the water right now. And then for Arkansas, you've been playing from behind all evening so far, but now you got a chance to really put some separation into this ball game.
Bases are loaded. And for Razorback fans, obviously, that means the beer mug hats are out and/or beer cans on top of their heads. That is ripped into right field, a base hit. Souza scores. News being waved around. No, he gets stopped there as the throw comes home, and that was a good one. 6-3 Hogs.
Station to station baseball right now for Arkansas, but it is contagious offensively. We saw the swing to get the at-bat started for Reese Robinette. He wanted to do damage and had that approach coming to the play. This one is rifled into right field. A good throw home by Jack Ryan to keep that runner, Mike Anu, at third base, but the bases stay loaded. That's going to draw Joey Hawkins out once again here in this fifth.
And another pitching change as he goes to the bullpen trying to figure out the right piece to this puzzle. It has not been pretty for Missouri State here in the fifth inning. 9 men have come to the plate. 5 runs have scored, and they're looking for more. Still have the bases loaded with 1 out. Tune in for UFL action all weekend long. Saturday at 3 Eastern. It's Houston at Birmingham on ESPN2. Then Sunday at noon Eastern, Orlando visits DC on ABC. 2 big matchups, both streaming on the ESPN app.
Now, this is one that you're just trying to survive. You're trying to hang around a little bit if you're Missouri State. You were just talking about how good this offense is, but you've got to find some sort of answer. It'll be Owen Slater's turn for the Bears.
College Station Regional, Texas A&M was a little nervous. They fell behind 5-0 to Lamar, only to battle back and pick up the victory there, 7-5. So they advance to the 1-0 game tomorrow night. They'll wait the winner of the USC Texas State game, which is coming up right after us. Already seen a couple of upsets. That's not an upset. That's a win right there. Yes, sir. I'm talking to you, sir. Congratulations and cheers.
That's owning the moment right there. That's being ready. Yeah, that is hitting a 3-1 fastball.
You know what? You were talking about the experience of Arkansas in the postseason, right? They understand what they need to do. The fan base is prepared. They know what they need to do. They don't get too geeked up. They expect to win.
No, they know the moment too.
Right.
They know what it's like to play in regionals.
Owen Slater takes over on the bump, number 88. 4-3 to 6.95 ERA this year.
For right now, Missouri State is trying to find some sort of answer on the bump. It has been a challenging fifth inning for the Bears. 5 runs on 5 hits that they've given up. The biggest thing, Victor, that we've seen very clearly, you need to get in and throw strikes early. You cannot allow this Razorback lineup to hit in as many 3-0, 3-1, 2-1 counts as have been. This is an offense that's too good, too comfortable, and too experienced.
Slater, by the way, has started 12 games this year, the 16th overall appearance. 38 strikeouts, 32 walks, and 55 plus innings. So he's not a guy that's going to come in and just blow it right by you. So 6-3 Hogs, still in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bases are loaded. New at third, Rutenbard second, and Robinette at first. And it's Damian Ruiz. He got this party started with a single. 2 for 3 so far tonight. He's 2 for 6 this season with the bases loaded. This big swing and a miss. A little bit tardy on that fastball. Bears looking for a double play ball. Pretty good fuzz at 94. 0-2.
That's one you're really happy to see if you're Joey Hawkins. A couple of fastballs down at the knees. A little bit different of a trend than what we've seen here in this fifth.
0-2. Chopper towards short. Trying to turn to double play. Ruiz has good speed, and he is in there safely at first. News scores, and it's 7-3. Not the greatest of flips from Fife to Sermonelli at second base.
Just a little bit too much hang time on that flip. And Damian Ruiz does not need a whole lot of time, but you see this one's a little bit too high that takes it out of the slot for Sermonelli at second to get rid of that quickly. He's got to adjust to that toss that was a tad too high, and that's all it takes for another run to come home. 6 runs now in this bottom half of the fifth.
Here's Kojal, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. This inning started, it was 3-1 Missouri State. Good off-speed pitch. No balls at a strike.
Yeah, you'll see change up for Slater on the mound with a left-handed hitter at the plate. As a tighter cutter, slider that he'll go to, and then a curveball to mix with that low to mid-90s fastball.
Another one over to first base. Taking it himself is Gollard. And that'll do it. But the Hogs strike for 6 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Turn this game around and take the 7-3 lead.
A lot of happy Hogs here at Hoagland Ballpark. Brand new ball game, 7-3 Arkansas.
Welcome to Squeeze Play. All the highlights, all the big moments.
You got a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag Squeeze Play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Never a dull moment with Squeeze Play. All the action all the time. And text messages from Bruins throughout the games into the broadcast booth.
Yeah, you want to talk about being locked in and on your A game. That's
this one off the end of the bat out to center field. You gotta love that. First pitch swinging after the opposition just hung a 6 spot on you. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 6th.
Yeah, you see that a lot more in today's game, whereas traditionally that, you're not going to say auto take necessarily, but and it's one of those things that's not necessarily put on in the dugout, but it's one that, hey, we've been out there for a long time. Why don't we see a pitch, maybe 2, but 1 pitch, 1 out for Steel Eaves.
Bryce Sermonelli on board 3 times with a home run, single, intentional walk. Led off the game with the opposite field home run out to left in that first inning. 4th of the year. Takes a strike. Went up the first base line. Helfrich and the home plate umpire Ronnie T had no idea where that baseball was. It's 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now go back first at bat of the ball game. Second pitch of the ball game. It was Bryce Sermonelli. It's his 7th straight game with a leadoff hit. 2nd home run for him in that stretch and got the scoring started. Missouri State really controlled the first half of this game, Victor, but last 2 innings have belonged to the Hogs.
Payoff pitch on the way. Jammed him, rolled foul. Reset and do it again. Logan Fife on deck. 9 hits for Arkansas, 6 for Missouri State. Had a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Arkansas struck for 1 and then 6 in the bottom of the 5th. Just missed a little bit low. Sermonelli works the 1-out walk.
Now, if there's one thing that's the truth between these two, we talked about the familiarity between them, the frequency that they see each other, and with that game going back to Springfield, there is no lead that is safe when it's Arkansas and Missouri State playing right now. Dave Van Horn, you know, is preaching to his team to play through this 9th inning, as well as Missouri State. They know they've been in this spot before against Arkansas, where you've got to come back and throw a punch themselves. Get a couple of men on and run into one, and that's been a lot of the offense for the Bears this year.
Yeah. Fife is 0 for 3. But he's ahead of the count at 2 balls, no strikes. We're starting to get the remnants of the shade creeping in towards home plate as the sun starts to set. 2 balls, no strike. Did you ever have trouble with that once the home plate's in the shade and you get the ball coming in and out of the sunshine?
You know, it affects some guys certain ways. I didn't necessarily have trouble with that. It was more so just the changeup in general.
Gotcha. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now you do see some flags though blowing, that shade's moving just a bit right around the home plate area here. That introduces another little variable.
Two. Chopper foul. Corey Sutherland on deck. 1-out walk to Sermonelli over at first. Eves is 2-2 again. This one lifted out toward right center field. Has some pretty good carries, slicing, but the wind's going to check it up. Mike Anu hauling it out. 2 down.
This one tagged well by Fife. That's the first one really all day that we've seen the wind actually hold up there. The ball had been carrying to right center field. Saw a home run out that direction in game 1 today.
I think it certainly helped Helfrich's ball down the line. Kind of just kept pushing it away from Jax Ryan. Popped up first base side. Will the wind push this one out of play? And it will. No balls and a strike on Sutherland. 0 for 3 so far. Did hit the ball hard in the 4th inning, his last plate appearance. That was that line out to Pompey at 3rd.
Oh man, how big of a play is that now too? That would have been at least 1 run that would have scored. Bases loaded on that line drive. Could have been 2 with as close to the 3rd base line as it was.
Sky down toward center field. Hit well. Moving back to the walls, Micah New now curls back around again. There's that one. He hit it too high. As they said in Major League, he hit it way too high. That's it. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ryder Helfrich coming to the plate. Hogs up 7-3. Bottom of the 6th inning, 7-3. Arkansas leads it. Ryder Helfrich coming to the plate. What a stud behind the plate he has been.
Yeah, breakout year last year. See the list of the Golden Spikes Awards semifinalists. That's for the top amateur player in the country. These are the SEC players on that list, and Ryder Helfrich right in that mix. This regarded as the year of the catcher. You'll see Daniel Jackson, Georgia, what he's done. He's probably the front runner for that award right now. You move over to the Big 12. Landon Hairston has had himself a heck of a year for the Sun Devils, but Ryder Helfrich is widely regarded as a top 10 prospect, number 6 on Kylie McDaniel's list.
Helfrich fouling that ball back into Bergman. And that's why you see the long conversation with Ronnie Teague. Home plate umpire giving him some time to catch his breath. No balls and a strike on Helfrich. 2 for 3 with a single, an RBI double, and a strikeout. No balls, 2 strikes in at the knees. Helfrich shot that double down the right field line. Now 7th of the year, 50th RBI.
There's some more of that. He wants that pitch on the other side of things too.
Been a history of guys that have won the Golden Spikes Award.
And don't have to look too far back in the history books. Last 10 years, the only SEC school with 3 winners. Gives a lot of credit to the player development that this Arkansas coaching staff has achieved on a yearly basis.
One, 2. That's up and in. Stewart on deck, then Pompey. That one misses. gone from 0-2 to 3-2. That's the battle that coaches hate.
Yeah, this would feel like a pretty defeating loss of a hitter here.
Got him. Went back to the off-speed pitch. 1 down.
What a big strikeout to get here for Owen Slater. Just changing it up, right on right changeup. You had Helfrich out in front of this, and that is a bold pitch to make in a full count. 8th strikeout for Missouri State pitching tonight.
Jack Stewart 0 for 2 with a walk. Did pick up an RBI with a ground out. The bases loaded in that 5th inning. 36th run batted in. Two and one. Kansas taking the opener of this regional against Northeastern today. 6-3 the final. They will take on the winner of this game tomorrow night. 5 Central, 6 Eastern. Loser will take on Northeastern. This one skied on the first base side, headed out of play. Off the umbrella. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Stewart. And the winner of this bracket will take on the winner of the Georgia Tech bracket, the Atlanta bracket. That would be the Supers next weekend.
Feels like a safe bet that that's going to be Georgia Tech coming out of that one.
But you never know.
No, you never do. That's the great thing about this tournament.
St. John's leading Florida State 6-5 in the 9th. Bouncer foul. Georgia 15-1 over LIU. That game at the bottom of the 6th. NC State leading UCF 3-0 in the bottom of the 1st. Jacksonville State leading Virginia 4-0 in the 5th. We're back to the changeup and it missed. It's a full count. Here's the payoff. This is back up the middle and through for a base hit. Even with the shift on, Sutherland, the third baseman, did not make a play of it in shallow center. I know that sounds odd, but that's where he was playing. So this is a look at the Atlanta Regional. Oklahoma and the Citadel in a weather delay before they start. The Citadel coming off a SoCon championship last weekend. The winner of that will take on Georgia Tech tomorrow night.
That's a pretty complete baseball team over there.
Well, bouncer foul. Washington State upset Oregon State 3-2. UCLA losing to St. Mary's 3-2. #1 overall seed in a 1-4 matchup.
You know, that's the thing about this tournament. You can't take anything for granted. You may have some familiar matchups like this one that we have tonight, or you've got, you know, 2 teams that very rarely play each other. But regardless of RPI, DSR, resumes, you show up on the same field, whether it's your home field or a neutral site, you got to play good baseball. That's the thing about this tournament. The teams that end up in Omaha playing in the College World Series are the ones that are playing the best at that point in time. A lot of talk this year about seeding. You know, Kansas very much in that conversation as well, earning that 15 national seed in West Virginia right behind them. But at the end of the day, you got to show up and you have to play good baseball to beat teams. If you're in this field, you are a good team and you're playing good baseball.
3 balls and 1 strike. Slater, after strikeout Helfrich, went to a 3-ball count. Stewart got the base hit up the middle. Now he's fallen behind 3-1 on Pompey. What an RBI single in the 5th. Here it is 7-3 Arkansas. Went back to the off-speed pitch. Full count.
It feels just like a tale of 2 ball games right now.
Right.
Pre and post Max Knight. A completely different vibe on the mound right now for Missouri State.
The Max Knight start feels like it was yesterday. 3-2 and he walked him. 2 on with 1 out. That's the 7th walk issued by Bears pitching.
You know, this is the type of inning that Missouri State is hoping for on the offensive side. Get a couple of men on and give yourself a chance. But what you cannot afford to do is continue to put these Razorbacks on the base paths.
Yeah, you're only asking for trouble as Souza steps in, takes ball 1. Souza 1 for 2. A single and a walk, 2 runs scored. Back to the off-speed pitch, foul tipped into the mid. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Good crowd tonight. Not quite the crowd that KU had, but obviously they are the host school. But Arkansas faithful certainly travel well. That's cued over to third base. Sutherland moves over, his only plays to first. They get the out. 2 down. Runners advance 90 feet.
Ton of spin on this ball off the end of the bat for Curry Sutherland over third base. He's able to make that play. Get a look at our bracket here in Lawrence. Again, Kansas awaits the winner of this one. And this score holds. Tomorrow gets pretty fun.
Yeah. A lot of extracurricular back and forth online between Arkansas and Kansas fans.
I think it's a good way to describe it. That's accurate.
Yeah. Micah New on base 3 times with a walk, single, and a double. One-0 on the corner. 1 ball but strike. Missouri State with 4, 5, and 6 coming up in their half of the 7th inning. They're just trying to keep it right here, down by 4.
Yeah, you're within striking range right now. This becomes a 9-3 ball game. Got a guy at the plate right now in Micah New who's got back-to-back RBI base hits. A single in the 4th, a double in the 5th.
2-1. Outside, 3 balls and a strike. Rutenbar on deck. Sorry.
12th 3-ball count now for Missouri State pitching, and that really has started to balloon here in these last couple of half innings.
Foul at the plate. Full count. Slater's 3-2. Jam shot to the right side. That's going to be a tough play. Slater's covered. High throw. Safe at first. Stewart will score. It's 8-3.
Just a really tough ask defensively for Missouri State with where this ball is hit. This one, cue shot for Mike Anu to the right side, but it's far enough into the hole that this becomes a challenging ask for Tack Gollard at first. You've got Owen Slater coming over, trying to find first base. A little bit of a shot put type throw from Gollard. Anytime you're asking a pitcher to try and catch something that's behind you, they've got enough to worry about when they're heading over to first base trying to find that bag. It ends up with everybody safe and another Arkansas run.
1 ball, no strikes. New picks up his 3rd RBI of the game. He's got 48 on the season. See if he takes off at any point. 15 stolen bases. He thought about it. Trying to guess along with a little running start from first base.
He wanted it. He was getting the motor started, but ended up shutting it down. And you'll see that happen to a lot of guys now. They don't like it. You're able to stay, hang around, live for another pitch at first base.
There he goes, swinging a miss, no throw. 16th stolen base of the year. Pardon me, 17th, second of the game. It's a 2 in scoring position now for Rutenbar. He's got a 1-2 count. Slater's 1-2. This is pulled to the right side. Taking himself this time. 3rd down is recorded. Arkansas strikes for a run. We head to the 7th inning here at Hoagland Ballpark. 8-3 Hogs. Top of the 7th, a stylish crowd here at Hoagland Ballpark in Lawrence, Kansas. Arkansas leading it. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow at ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Feeding time. It's that time of night. And Missouri State pitchers have fed Arkansas hitters, and the Razorbacks have taken advantage of it. New pitcher on the bump for the Razorbacks. Left-hander Parker Coyle takes over. Kansas fans anxiously awaiting the winner of this one. The battle tomorrow night.
6'3" senior from Edmond, Oklahoma. 25th appearance on the year for Coyle. Talk about controlling the strike zone. He's only put 8 men on in 42 2/3 innings of work. The guy you got to be ready to hit. It's going to be in the zone for Missouri State. And if you're trying to find the bright side, this is a team that needs to get something going offensively. Get out to a hot start, couple of runs. Obviously, the leadoff home run will certainly help the cause in that regard. But really, since that point, trying to find a way to put it together again, respond to some of this Arkansas offense in the middle innings.
Tag Gollard, 1 for 3, single and a couple of strikeouts. That is a tough pitch from a lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 hits for the Bears, 11 for the Razorbacks. Coyle, the 3rd pitcher used by Dave Van Horn. Gabe Gackel went 4 innings. Steele Eves went 2. And a 3-1 count. What were you saying? He doesn't allow base runners often?
Well, there's some kind of curse that's associated with that, isn't it?
Full count. Bogenpole on deck. Jax Ryan to follow for the Bears.
Those are the numbers. I'm just reciting what's there.
You are. You're only human. Three-2. Swing and a miss. Got him upstairs. 1 down.
I just needed you to challenge him a little bit. Goes upstairs with a pitch to get Tag Gollard. See up above the letters. You will take that anytime you can get Chase on a 3-2 count like this. Would have been ball 4, that pitch up in the zone, but instead it ends up being the 9th strikeout for Arkansas pitching. First one of the night for Coyle.
Bogenpole looks upstairs. 1 for 2 with an RBI single, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch. Two balls, no strikes. RBI for Bogenpole back in the first, his 33rd. Missouri State taking a 2-0 lead in that first inning, made it 3-0 in the 4th. It's been all Arkansas since then. 1 in the 4th, 6 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. That's tough. 2-2.
Working away from you as a left-handed hitter. One of those matchups where you have to force yourself to stay on the baseball.
Chopper back toward the middle. Shift was on though. Kozel over to first. 2 down.
Not a bad job there by Bogenpole, but the shift claims another victim here. Cam Kozel in the perfect spot right there up the middle. And this is an Arkansas team now. You've seen them take control of this game in the middle innings here, and they can play with some comfort. As a team that's been here, talk about their experience. Very hard to get anything other than coach speak type of answers out of a couple of those Razorbacks yesterday. Say that a bit tongue-in-cheek. This is a program that is very well rooted in the way that it goes about its business, and said this at the top, but it's all about execution when you get into the postseason.
Lunch pail. I mean, let's go to work. All the other stuff is nonsense and noise. Let's just go to work. Been that way under Dave Van Horn a long time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball just missed. .422 victories since 2017. They get it done. 1-2. Back toward the middle. That will sneak through for a base hit. A 2-out single. 3rd time that Ryan has reached second on a base hit.
Any run you can scratch across now makes the job a little bit easier. That hill just a shade less steep for the Bears trying to claw back. If you can get something going here with 2 outs.
And if for anything else, aside from this game, right, to have some sort of momentum going into tomorrow's elimination game if this score holds.
Yeah, you said this earlier. It feels like the start for Max Knight was yesterday.
Yeah. Dominant. Didn't matter what he was doing. He just felt like he can get out of an inning. No balls, 2 strikes.
But that came with some swagger on the offensive side as well. That right now, really ever since you saw Gackle start to settle out a little bit the tail end of his outing, and since then, Bears trying to get something going with the bats in their hands.
Swing and a miss. 3 straight breaking balls. And we've got ourselves stretch time here at Hoagland Ballpark in Lawrence. The Hogs in control of this one.
Now business as usual for Arkansas here, getting into the second half of this one. Hogs lead at 8-3.
Eight-3 Arkansas here in the bottom of the 7th. The NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Doing the old hog call. We missed it. You didn't get to see it. We saw it. We felt it. And they're feeling pretty good about themselves right now in their first game of this regional. Trying to pick up the victory here and move on and take on the host. Dare I say, KU, first ever host. Just a bit outside on that off-speed pitch. 1 ball, no strikes.
10 out of 10. You've been keeping that in the back pocket all day, haven't you?
It's like the second time I've had that in like 3 weeks. 2 balls and no strikes. Just slipped out of the hand. That's the one the pitcher's always looking at their hand, right? What?
It happens. You move on.
9-1-2 for the Hogs. 2 balls and a strike. Robinette. Ruiz and Kojul. 11 total hits for Arkansas. On the inside part of the plate, 2-2. The interesting thing about it, you go back to that 5th inning, they sent 11 men to the plate. It wasn't a fireworks show. It was just good, timely hitting. Even Helfrich's double. This one back toward the middle. Shift is on, and nice play by Fife. 1 down.
A lot of station-to-station baseball going back to that 5th. It was just passing it on to the next guy. Were some opportunities to try and press the envelope. But just a team that was manufacturing runs. Put it together. Joey Hawkins looking on, and trying to find out if his team's got one more comeback in him. It's been 8 unanswered for the Razorbacks.
And that 5th inning is obviously what they made the move, Max Knight, and he was done. I mean, 2 times through the order. It would not have been pretty, but he came out of the game, and from that point on, it's been all Arkansas. That pitch down and in.
Yeah, you saw him lose the gas too.
Yeah.
That breaking ball in the 5th that he had was not the same pitch that he was throwing in the 1st and 2nd innings. It was having his way with the Arkansas lineup early on.
Bouncer off the glove, deflected towards second. Going to be a tough play. They still get it. It's a 1-4-3 put out for round number 2. It just hasn't been pretty for the relievers brought into this game for the Bears. That's been the biggest issue, and it started with obviously Lucas, the first man out of the pen.
You see a couple of good defensive plays in the middle infield here. Saw Logan Fife just 1 at bat ago, and then Sermonelli hanging around with this one. Yeah, but you can only flirt with those 3-ball counts. You want it?
Oh, please. I'm exhausted. You go do it. No, okay. Only won a game. Only won a game.
Okay,
I met the quota.
Yeah, 2 in an inning is a lot. You got to keep that for special occasions.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you can only flirt with 3-ball counts so many times against an offense that's as potent as this one for Arkansas. They don't. You're just not going to get away with that many type of mistakes. And the thing I think that's been so impressive, and this is what you see with these teams that are regularly in that postseason conversation, that's realistic Omaha aspirations, not pressing at all down early in this ballgame.
Yeah. I will say this, if this score holds and Missouri State is playing in the losers bracket game against Northeastern tomorrow at noon Central, 1 Eastern, you better hope if you're Missouri State you're throwing strikes, because if you are gifting base runners at this pace against a team that's got 210 stolen bases, good luck.
Yeah, that's one thing that Dominic Vagley and the rest of this Kansas pitching staff did so well earlier today. You neutralized the one thing that Northeastern had not only just over this region, but over the rest of the field. They lead the nation in stolen base. This is what we're talking about. You see what Max Knight did over 4 innings is 7 strikeouts and 1 earned run. But since then, just a single punch out that's been recorded by Missouri State bullpen.
8 total walks by that Bears pen.
Yeah, you can't execute a game plan much better, though, than Kansas did on the mound against that type of Northeastern offense. You completely took the running game out of it.
Long hold for Slater. That one's a little bit low. Helfrich 2 for 4, had that RBI double. The base was loaded in the 5th. Two balls and a strike. Missed downstairs. And another full count. Kojal will be on the move here. 2 outs. Three-two pitch. Helfrich takes a cold strike 3. Does not like the call, and neither does the Hogs faithful. 7 complete.
You look at the breaker ball up and out. This is one, though, that Ryder Helfrich will want on the other end. It's still 8-3 Arkansas. We'll go to the 8th inning.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? They were lining up early morning here in Lawrence. Getting ready for game 1. Fans have been happy all day. The weather's kind of held out. And we've seen some pretty good baseball. The Kansas taking care of Northeastern in game 1. 6-3 final there. They await the winner of this one. Arkansas up 8-3 here at the top of the 8th inning. Drew Wedgeworth. Nope. Darby Jackson Beeman is the batter. By the way, coming up at the top of the hour, Texas State and USC will be on the ESPN app as we play here in the top of the 8th inning. Beeman pinch hitting for Bobby Atkinson.
That's where you're just trying to get a little bit of something going. Can you get somebody on? It did very similar to that 5th inning we were just talking about with Arkansas. Just start to pass it around. You're going to have some traffic out there to tie it one way or the other, whether you run into one or not.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Atkinson ended the game going 1 for 3.
Just 6 at bats with runners in scoring position tonight for Missouri State. There just have not been that many chances, and even fewer in the second half of this game.
Yeah. '24th game for Beeman, a 167 batting average. He's worked it to a full count, 3-2. And that's downstairs. A leadoff walk, as you were saying. You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, this type of thing, when you got 6 outs to play with and you're down by 5 runs, it doesn't have to be pretty. You're going to have to take advantage of some of the gifts that Arkansas is going to give, which probably is not going to be many.
Right.
We talked about it with Coyle on the mound. He's not a guy that issues very many free passes at all. So you've gotten one. Find some way to take advantage of it.
Swing and a miss. Wrestler was tied up on that one. 0 for 3 today. Did pick up an RBI back in the 4th on a safety squeeze. Top of the order, and Sermonelli on deck. Oh, 1. Bouncer foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Wind continues to blow in here from right center field. Saw some home runs in game 1. Kansas and Northeastern. Had a leadoff home run by Sermonelli to start this game off, but for the most part, the rest of the time, the ball's stayed in the yard. Skied out the left field. Ruiz has to come in on it. Makes a catch. 1 down.
Oh, this is the one we thought might be some fireworks in.
Yeah. Still could be, I guess, right?
There's still time.
Potentially.
Still time.
A lot of pitches have been thrown in this game.
A lot of pitches. Bears and Hogs just decided to play nicely together here in their 3rd meeting this year.
That is ripped into right field. Sermonelli picks up his 3rd hit. He's been on board every time. 5 times tonight. Home run single, walk single.
Now the senior very clearly seeing a beach ball at the plate right now. Just with the swings, he's confident going up the plate. Obviously, you get things going with a homer is going to do a lot for the rest of your day. But his single in the 2nd inning was on a breaking ball that was down, went down and got it. This one laces into right field.
By the way, that pitch right there, the 316th thrown in this game. Logan Fife 0 for 4. Just a little bit low. Not missing by much.
Now, and if you're going to miss, you'd have it there. It's down and out of harm's way, but just recalibrate the sights a shade.
Line to the left field, a base hit. Being waved around. Nope, he's being stopped there at 3rd base. Is Beeman. And Missouri State has them loaded up here in the 8th inning.
Well, you're giving yourself a chance now, and this is exactly what we've talked about. It's what you could hope for if you're Joey Hawkins in that 3rd base dugout. Giving yourself a chance now as you get into the meat of your order as well. Sutherland, Gollert, Bogenpol. That's one that you don't want to have to deal with, though. McIlvain out there is looming in the bullpen. He has been all night. He's been so good for the Razorbacks this year. And you'd love to keep him fresh if you're Dave Van Horn.
Yeah. Parker Coyle is going to depart this game. I'm sure Coach would have loved for Coyle to just finish this one out and get it over with.
Yeah, he also knows how important it is to win game 1.
100%. We got ourselves a pitching change here in the 8th inning. Missouri State has been looking for an opportunity to try to do something against Arkansas for a while now, and finally get that opportunity here in this 8th inning. ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. Got ourselves a pitching change here in the 8th inning. Arkansas going with their big guy, Ethan McElvain. 6-0 and a 1.08 ERA, 19th appearance of the year, 5 saves. He's a dude.
Now, this is who you want on the mound to close things out. It's 51 punch-outs in 33 and a third innings of work. He will rack it up. It's more gas on the mound, 95, 96 miles an hour with the heater. That slider is firm. You're going to see it in the upper 80s. He might touch 90 with it. It is a hard pitch, and one of those where everything is hard as a hitter. So this is a move that gives you a sense of where Dave Van Horn is mentally. Said this a moment ago, but this shows you how important it is, Victor, to get out to a 1-0 start in these regionals. And you got a chance to put a nail in the coffin here late in the ball game. You know, you're still Grand Slam proof, technically, a 5-run lead with the bases loaded here, but you're not going to mess around with this. You're bringing in your guy here to get things done.
McElvain to face Curry Sutherland. Sutherland hitless so far tonight. We'll get an opportunity here. Coyle obviously frustrated as all heck right now. You can just tell from the body language and everything. And, certainly not happy whatsoever with what he has left on the table for McElvain, especially up by 5 here in the 8th inning. But that's baseball sometimes, you know.
Yeah, you see those looks though out of the guys at these programs that know what. Yeah, of course, he knows he would have liked to have finished that game. He knows his coaching staff was probably hoping he could finish the ball game. But what the great teams do, though, they find a way to win regardless. He knows he's going to get the ball again.
Yep.
Got to have a quick memory. He can sulk around in it for a little bit, but he'll be ready to go next time he gets the call.
Beeman at third, Sermonelli at second, Fife at first base. 1 out. First one from McElvain upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. And to your point, these two teams have a history. They do not want this to get out of hand. That's why McElvain's in here, on top of getting that Game 1 win. This one shot down the right field line, has some distance, slicing away, and that is a fair ball. Gets away in the corner. 1 run is in. Here comes Sermonelli, being stopped at third is Fife. It's a 2 RBI double, and it's 8-5 Hogs.
Now, you knew this one could get a little bit interesting here in a hurry. This Missouri State offense is not going to go away. We saw Ryder Helfrich go this way for a double earlier in the ball game. It's going to disappear into that right field corner. You know, an attempt on it for Zach Stewart, but it gets away from him. Fortunately for Arkansas, doesn't lead to any extra bases. That big carom, this would have been a double anyways.
Goller takes inside for ball 1. You see McElvain kind of a head tilt. He thought he painted that inside part of the plate. Hog faithfuls certainly feel the exact same way.
Now, this is all you can ask for, though. You get the tying run to the plate. You give yourself an opportunity.
Goller 1 for 4, had a single back in the first inning. Since then, he has struck out 3 times. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is that double by Sutherland the injection of life that the Bears have needed for some time in this game? One. Pop foul and out of play. 1-2. Second and third and 1 out. Here's the 1-2. Goller pulls one to third. Poppy's got it. Runners freeze across the diamond. 2 down. Heck of a play by the third baseman. That ball was scorched.
This is bad luck for Tag Gollard, and just a great defensive effort by TJ Pompey at the hot corner. Right place, right time, but you've got to pick through this cleanly, and that ball is screaming at you. And again, that's another one that probably saves a couple of runs with where that was headed.
Caden Bogenpole on board twice with a single and a walk. Taps that one foul. No balls and a strike. RBI single back in the first for Bogenpole. Was hit by a pitch in the fifth. He's got 5 at third. Sutherland at second base. Bears down by 3 here in the 8th inning. It's the old back leg swing.
He's been almost unhittable against left-handed hitters. An .061 batting average against.
She wants a bogey bomb, and a bogey bomb would tie things up. 0-2. Tapper foul.
There's got to be some NIL associated with the bogey bomb, right?
Think so. Locked in. Three infielders on the right side. 0-2 once again. Chopper left side. Pompey's got it. Goes across the diamond. Third out is recorded. 2 runs on the board for Missouri State. They creep a little closer as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Hoagland Field. It's 8-5 Arkansas. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Muncher's Bakery. Doesn't get any better than that. Some good eating, my friend. And guess what? It's open 24 hours. 24 hours.
There's a lot of weekend left.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of weekend left. We'll see.
Might have to swing by there tomorrow. New pitcher on the bump. Lance Wade takes over here. A senior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He'll be facing Stewart, Pompey, and Souza for the Razorbacks.
A fastball breaking ball for Wade, and at 90-93 on the heater. Mix a couple of different shapes to the off-speed pitch, but talk about a sign of life for Missouri State. You get that in the top half of the 8th inning. A couple of runs to make this a 3-run ball game. It's a manageable 9th if you keep this an 8-5 game, and that's the task that Lance Wade has in front of him. And with 328 combined pitches in this game, it's got to be clean. You've got to work from ahead and cannot afford to fall behind anymore of these Razorback hitters here in the bottom half of the 8th.
It's a communication issue here as far as pitch signs. He's got the wristband. Looks like the facing popped out, so he's got one now. No visit, just equipment problems. Stewart had a single, run scored his last time up. That was in the 6th. 1 for 3. 1 ball, no strikes. Way to transfer from Winthrop. That one's downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes.
This is one you may be taking 100%. Make him come over the plate, although Arkansas tends to be aggressive in these situations.
3, no. Just a bit outside. That was just a little bit high. Definitely taken here.
Definitely taken here.
And a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 8th. 9th walk issued by the Bears. That is the one that will drive head coaches and pitching coaches absolutely insane. Your team that has been struggling scores 2 runs at the top of the inning, draw you within 3. You come in and you throw a 4-pitch walk to start the inning.
You know, and obviously you're not trying to miss the strike zone there. And you see a smile from Joey Hawkins just trying to lighten the mood a little bit for Lance Wade on the mound. But you see it so much in college baseball. And I don't have the exact number in front of me, but how many times do you see it where it's a multi-run half inning, the prior half before, and a leadoff walk that comes out? It's so detrimental to the cause because those free passes come around to score at such a high clip at this level of baseball. You're talking about a team in Arkansas that has started to cash in those opportunities the second half of this game, and it's an offense that does not need a whole lot of crack in the door for it to kick it through.
So Christian Turner is taken over as the pinch runner. The freshman runs for Zach Stewart. There's Pompey. Turner 0 for 1 in stolen bases this year. Lifted Fallon out of play. TJ 1 for 3 RBI, single in the 5th, walked in the 6th. Breaking ball, catches the corner, 0-2. Oh-2. Chopper toward left side. Sutherland's got it. Goes to second base for 1. No relay. Long developing play, but they get the lead runner 1 away. Pompey reaches on the fielder's choice.
It was nicely done by Curry Sutherland, the third baseman there, to get over into the hole. Get glove to it for that lead out. For Lance Wade, you're a pitch away from avenging that leadoff walk now.
Souza the batter. Souza 1 for 3, single and a walk. 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 12 left on for Missouri State. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 10 left on for Arkansas thus far. Big lead at first base. There he goes. Pitches a strike to throw down to second is not in time. A stolen base. TJ's 18th of the year.
You comment on the lead. It was a big one and had every intention to get to second. This turf's playing fast too with all the rain that we've had here in Kansas this week.
Third stolen base for Arkansas tonight. Man in scoring position. Souza now. 0-1 count. Off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bears asking for the dugout where that pitch was at. You could hear the home plate umpire Ronnie Teague saying that pitch was outside. Lifted, foul, and out of play. 1-2. The score holds. This place will be rocking tomorrow night. That means Arkansas, number 2 seed, will take on Kansas, the number 1 seed. This will pull to the right side, right to Sermonelli. Poppy advances to third. 2 outs now. Micah New coming up. He's had a nice game. He's been on board all 4 times. A walk, 2 singles, and a double. 3 runs batted in. He's also stolen 2 bases.
Yeah, he's been leading the charge offensively for Arkansas tonight. Come through a couple of 2-out RBIs back in the 4th and 5th inning. Added another RBI single in the 6th.
Lines one to right field. There's a base hit and more. New will turn, head to second base. 9-5 Arkansas. What a game for Micah New.
This time of year is when you need guys to come through in these big moments. And for Micah New, going the other way has done so good to the pull side tonight, staying up the middle. This time he lines this one into right center field. And for the 4th time today, with a man in scoring position, 2 outs in an inning, it's Micah New coming through in a big way for Arkansas, getting a run back and some more insurance as they try to close out a victory here in this opening round.
Offensive timeout here with 2 outs in this 8th inning. Carter Rutenbar will be the batter.
It's not bad production out of the 7th spot in your lineup for Dave Van Horn.
No, not at all.
You look at this regional coming into it when the selections are announced on Memorial Day. I think as purely as a fan, you hope you get Arkansas and Kansas in the 1-0 game on Saturday night. Especially, you mentioned this earlier, and I think you said it very professionally. The discourse that's been had online should be as fun of an atmosphere as you could hope for if this result holds through the top of the 9th.
That'll be nonstop. The entire game. We'll get there. Oh, he took off from second base and had the stolen base, but Rutenbar fouled it back. Mike Anu trying to add his third stolen base of the game. There you have it.
It'll be just like that all night tomorrow night. That
Nice
calm,
and calm,
right?
Yeah,
that
nice and calm. Yeah. Oh, 2. Lifted Fallon out of play. .183 total pitches thrown by Missouri State. 99 strikes. 0-2. Outside. No, called strike 3. Rung it up. We will head to the 9th inning as Arkansas adds a run here in the 8th. The Razorbacks up 9-5. Arkansas on top here 9-5, trying to close it out. And take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance of the night. Of course, it's Mike Anu. What a game he has had.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Anytime you're going 4 for 4, a couple of doubles, 4 RBIs, all of the 2-out variety, and he got the scoring started for Arkansas. And look back in that 4th inning and has not looked back since then. Mike Anu, the center fielder, been fantastic and leading the charge with the bats for the Hogs.
McElvey trying to close it out here. Ryan, Bergman, Beeman. 6, 7, and 8. This one's chopped foul down the line. No balls and a strike. Jax Ryan, 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. Christian Turner, who pinch ran for Stewart, stays in the game out in right field. No balls, 2 strikes. It's still Friday, right?
It's just the 2nd game, too.
Yes, sir. Oh, 2 now. Break the ball, got him looking, painted on the outside part of the plate, 1 down.
Get a look at why he's been so good, and you know, this is why you go to him at that moment too. For Dave Van Horn, it looked like that 8th inning could continue to balloon. Now, Sullivan with the 2 RBI double, but since then it's been business as usual for Ethan McElvain.
One ball, 1 strike. Bergman 0 for 3 with a walk. One and two. What a weapon to have out of the bullpen to close things out. Two balls, two strikes.
Yeah, if you've got a guy that you can go to that can run it up into the top half of the 90s, and you've got a breaking ball that's 87 to 90 miles an hour on it, it puts an exclamation point on the back end that's so critical to have.
Three-two count. Beeman on deck. Payoff now for McIlvaine. Fell back, just got a piece of it. Keeps his at-bat alive. Elimination game tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Northeastern awaits the loser of this game. Another payoff. Skied behind second base. Souza, two down. For the Hogs, one out away from advancing to take on KU tomorrow night. Much anticipated 1-2 matchup.
Now, you got to give a lot of credit to Arkansas here. Just hanging around. I think that experience really came out in the middle innings.
Beeman came out as a pinch hitter last inning and walked and scored. This is chopper towards Souza. Comes charging in. Arkansas picks up the victory tonight, 9-5, defeating Missouri State. The rubber game of the series, if you will, since they split the first two earlier this year.
Yeah, the back and forth battle that happened in Springfield. Arkansas taking these last two. A lot of credit to the Razorbacks for hanging around in this one. They had to battle through some stuff early, but they put themselves into that 1-0 game. It'll be tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central.
40th win of the season for the Arkansas Razorbacks. They pick up the victory tonight by the final of 9-5. Connor Wanhanen, Victor Rojas, and entire crew saying thank you for watching. Let's go to College Station. Richard Cross, Todd Walker, USC taking on Texas State.